Afternoon, Philippines! My name is Dave. A big hand of applause for everybody! All right! Before I start, I would like to welcome everybody to our event today, DPIN AI plus DPIN Manila Meetup 2025. Dito lang po yan sa Astoria Plaza Hotel. How is everybody doing? Oh, parang some of you guys are getting sleepy na, inaantok na, no? Yes, but don't worry guys, like what we've announced in our X or Twitter account, this is going to be exciting and talaga namang marami tayong matututunan sa ating event today as we push the innovations with the help of our speakers with their brilliant minds. Of course, we will going to enjoy and learn a lot of things today. All right, so to kick things off, I'm excited to welcome you all, of course, and we are so thrilled to have you join as for this exclusive gathering where AI and decentralized infrastructure come together to redefine the digital economy. This summit is hosted by the DPIN Foundation, which is proudly supported by industry leaders including QPIN, 42DAO, and mainstream media, who are all committed to assisting DPIN in driving innovation forward. Before we begin our exciting agenda, let's take a moment to see this. Oh, we don't have video yet, I guess, but let's wait. Maybe we can show it to you later. Because it will showcase the incredible innovations, community impact, and visionary goals driving the DPIN Foundation forward. Get ready to get inspired. Today, we will hear a lot of messages from our speakers, and so you can take notes, and maybe we can also have some coffee while waiting. But to officially start, for our first speaker, and now, it's my absolutely delight to bring up our first speaker of the day. None other than Mr. Daniel Swartz, Director of COO of the DPIN Foundation. He's here to inspire with DPIN's bold vision and explore how it's shaping the future of AI-driven decentralization. Let's get things started with a big round of applause for Mr. Daniel.
Okay. That was a great opening. Good energy. Make sure everybody is awake from lunch. I skip lunch because I don't need to eat lunch if you look at me. I had plenty for breakfast, the hotel food. The breakfast is fantastic. I want to say thank you to everybody that's here because you could all be doing something else. And I suspect there's a bunch of traffic because there's a lot more people on the way. And thank you to C-Talks for supporting our Binance Live. All of you people that are out there on the internet watching this in Binance Live or on our YouTube. I actually have my partner in crime who I do all the Binance Lives with, Mr. Pekka Kelka, who'll be up next. So again, I want to just welcome everybody and share the vision and the status and a little bit about what is DPIN, the foundation, how it works, how the project works, where we are, and most importantly, at the end, how everybody who's interested can get involved. So here's what I'm going to cover. A little bit of the background and overview, of the project, then talk about the decentralized GPU computing network, then application scenarios, how it will be used, and then where are we? How is our early development? Because we are still relatively young. We kicked off, you'll see it in November, and lots have happened and a lot more to come. What's our global strategic deployment? How will we deploy this network? And then finally, the economic model, which talks about how tokens drive the economy, as well as how people who want to participate and support the project can earn money. Because everybody would like to earn money. So we'll cover that too. So let's talk about the background, the overview. DPIN with the little e means decentralized physical infrastructure network. What that means is it's decentralized and it's real. There's physical infrastructure, in our case computing, GPU computing, connected together. Our project is called DPIN, no little e, and that's the name of the token as well. One big point is, according to Ms. Sari, estimates are by 2028, the DPIN market will be a $3.5 trillion US dollar market. So that's pretty big, 3.5 T. Now, AI, everybody sees AI. You can't go a day, half a day, without seeing AI on your phone, in the news, or anything. The 3 top companies by market cap that exist are all big in AI: Apple, Microsoft, and NVIDIA. Of course, everybody's heard the story of NVIDIA. Their GPUs power huge amounts of the AI training and the like. Don't have to talk too much about Apple and Microsoft. They are also, obviously, Microsoft with their support of OpenAI, Apple in general. So they're the 3 top companies. Here's the other thing. If you notice that the 3 of them together are about $9 trillion in market cap. But the other point, according to Deloitte, 2025, $6 trillion valuation of the business of AI 2025. $6 trillion this year. $3.5 trillion for the decentralized networks by 2028. This is huge, right? This is a lot. And we're not talking billions, we're talking trillions. So DPIN, our project and our foundation, is fusing AI with decentralized physical infrastructure networks. It's a new technology growth point. It's bringing the capability to a broader audience, because not everybody can afford to buy 100,000 high-end GPUs. Or I think I saw something that Grok, Elon Musk or something, was going to have something like 1 million in one center, 1 million GPUs. That's a few bucks when you're especially talking about the high-end enterprise grade ones. Collaborative development, working with a group, not just a centralized setup, to develop, taking advantage of this decentralized physical infrastructure network capability, and dealing with the market. Pekka in his presentation is going to talk about some phenomenally large numbers of requirements for computing. Unbelievable. Everything that's going on with AI is driving the requirements. Let's talk a little bit about what we're doing. The foundation was set up to basically deploy the world's largest GPU, decentralized GPU computing network. That's what we're doing. Together with our partners, we are going to build out the largest GPU computing network. And the key advantages of our approach is using this decentralized physical infrastructure network architecture. We have a way to utilize all the excess capacity in the world that exists, and it's substantial. Because think about this for a second. You have a company, or let's pretend I have a company, and I contract with AWS, and everybody in here, 50, 60 people, you all work for the company. So I have 50 or 60 computer instances that I've contracted with AWS for. How many hours a day does everybody work? 10, maybe? On a good day, maybe a little less, say 10. What's 10 divided by 24? A little bit over a third, right? 40%. Well, when you're not working, I'm still paying AWS for you to have that computer in AWS to access. With our system, our architecture, there's a way for me to plug all those computers into DPIN, and I can get paid and use this excess capacity for the network, which is very effective and efficient. So that's the core of what we're doing. And there's one other part. When you hear about AI and you hear about these large language models, those guys are using the super large, expensive, enterprise-grade GPUs. I mean, a machine with like 5 of them is like 300,000 US, like the H100s, H200s from NVIDIA. They're like 250, 300,000 each. Well, this architecture lets you, with your commercial grade or home grade, participate as well. So it opens up a world of capacity. This project is part of the DPIN Foundation. We have members from all over, all different backgrounds. If we look over here, starting on the right of the screen, Mohammed Yusuf, he's based in Dubai. He's a Web3 guy and supports operations and advises in the Middle East. We have Dr. Ima Ko. She's a TQM PhD and trainer. She's based out of Malaysia. We have my good friend Pekka, who will get announced later and get a more full bio, but he's the founder of Papa Blockchain. He's a software guy going way back. He's owned his own software company many years ago, and he's got a wealth of technical knowledge. Myself, the also foundation director and COO, responsible for us growing our market and then implementing the vision that we're talking about. And we have Dr. Tony Go out of Singapore. He's chairman of the Singapore Capital Chamber of Commerce, among other things. One point you'll see, we all don't look alike, right? We have Asians, we have European, we have Arab, we have American. I guess we're the mini UN on the board, and we all have a varied set of experiences that can guide the project and guide the work of the foundation. So now let's talk about locations. Headquarters is Dubai. Finance and development are out of Dubai. We have offices in Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, India. Again, the key thing to remember, our goal of the foundation, of the project, that hopefully all of you, or some of you at least, will join, is to build out the largest GPU computing network. That's our goal. Now, we're not doing it alone. Talk a little bit about the foundations of DPIN. First, we have our tech partner, QPIN, out of Singapore. They are partnered with the Singapore government, ASTAR, which is the Agency for Science, Technology and Research, and they're working with their high-performance computing group to build and field the core capability from a technical side that enables the management of all of these distributed computers to enable us to provide very cost-effective computing. So that's QPIN. They are the tech co-founder of the foundation. The Institute of High Performance Computing, they support all different kinds of applications. And again, A-STAR is the most high, preeminent scientific agency in Singapore, equivalent of the United States National Academy of Sciences. Here's why this is important for everybody watching on YouTube and Binance Live and all the people here in the Philippines. The technology partner and co-founder of our foundation is directly working with the Singapore government. Unlike so many other projects where you just have your tech team, our tech team is partnered with the top scientific agency in Singapore. Again, you'll hear a little more about that in Pekka's presentation. That, I believe, when you look at a project, right, that you're going to support, you want to know who's behind it, and you want to know how solid it is. I don't think you can get any more solid in Asia than partnering your tech partner being partnered with the Singapore government. Next, the finance side. 42 DAO is an existing stablecoin system, been around for more than a year, so it's probably 9 months ahead of the development and opening of DPIN, maybe a little bit longer. They are the ones managing the power settlement in DPIN across the network. So what they're doing is handling the finance side of the entire network. So when people pay in, and then providers get, if you, like my good friend over here, Felix, if he has 300 GPUs in the network, he'll get paid for his GPUs usage in DPIN, and then can be cashed out against the stable coin, and he eventually wind up in his bank account, because I don't think he can pay his electric bill with our tokens. So they haven't gone there yet. So they handle that, and they handle all the conversions between USDT to get in and enable you to get and buy your DPIN. All of this exists. Again, the project didn't decide we're going to start a project and we're going to issue a token, we're going to collect some money, and then go build things. Both of these groups, companies slash organizations, existed before DPIN, and both of them are co-founding partners in the DPIN Foundation. 42 DAO came out of the Bitcoin Cash ecosystem, 12 countries involved. It's a stable coin issuing system. They also have borrowing, lending, and swap capabilities, and they're always adding to their capabilities as well. So I know they have some exciting developments coming. Now let's talk about some of the applications of DPIN. First one, esports hotels. How many people here know what an esports hotel is? Not too many. Actually, when I first got involved with this, I didn't know either. I didn't know it was a thing. And then I found out about it. There's like 25,000 of them in China. Singapore has some, Thailand has some. Esports is a thing. I think some esports are going to be in the next Olympics. So esports hotels basically are set up to attract these gamers who play these esports. So they have computing set up. Some are set up in bunks. I've seen all kinds of different setups, but they are needing high-end computing capacity, and they're in the business of what's a hotel do? Put people in beds and get them to buy food and drink, right? Managing tech is not something they want to do. So there's a huge opportunity there. Second, cloud gaming. Again, the cloud gaming companies, we access games on our phones, on our laptops, on our tablets. We can help them increase their capacity without capital investment and things like that. So that's a need. Cloud internet cafes. If you've seen internet cafes, they all have computers, and if they want to add a few new seats, what do they have to do? Go spend a bunch of money. Well, they can access our infrastructure and need a much smaller compute. They still need a nice screen, obviously, and a nice chair. But in terms of the cost, it's way less. Then everybody can't miss AI, but all the small, medium enterprises, universities, smaller universities, they don't have the money to buy enough high-end GPUs to do their work. But again, using our decentralized setup, they can get the computing they need through us. So it's a huge, huge opportunity there. And then just people who generally need GPU computing is another target market. Did I miss anything? Nope. We can provide compute capacity to all these large companies if they need extra. Again, the whole point is this system is set up, and Pekka will cover it in more detail, to manage more effectively all the existing resources and new resources that are going to be required, balance across the world demand against supply of GPUs. If you look at the architecture, cloud gaming architecture, over here on the left, QPIN and DPIN with the cloud gaming platform, integrating their games into our network. Then it interfaces between the displays, whichever display device the player wants to use. Control instructions go that way. Audio and video streams go the other direction. Then, of course, you have your input device, your keyboard or tablet keyboard, virtual keyboard to play. So that's the basic architecture. But the key is, by having these cloud gaming capabilities, you with your phone or your tablet, and the fact that there's compute resource in the region you want to play, you can play with the game hosted in the cloud, no latency, as long as it's set up properly. Obviously, you don't want the compute capacity sitting in London when you're trying to play in Manila, because the latency won't work. So we'll have centers to support all of the users. Games such as League of Legends and World of Warcraft, all those will be integrated by the gaming providers, and it also saves a lot of money, right? Every time you put it on a machine, you need a license. So having it in the cloud also has a way to reduce cost. Esports hotels. We have a lot of experience with esports hotels. We started and did our first esports hotel early on. Here's some of the issues esports hotels have. One, high cost investment, right? You want to support 20 gamers, you need 20 very high-end machines that cost upwards of 10,000 US for each, and that's a big investment. Second, high-end computing eats lots of electricity and air conditioning costs, not just the cost of the electricity for the machine. Hardware, maintenance, and management. This usually gets neglected, right? A hotel is in the business of getting people to sleep there, getting people to spend money eating and drinking. They don't have big tech staffs to support things. So if they're an esports hotel today, they need to deal with that. Then finally, they haven't even looked at the integration of AI and things like that, because again, their main focus of doing it is attracting people to come to their hotel to sleep and eat there. So how do we, using our architecture and DPIN setup, support them? One, reduces their high operating costs. Number one, because to have more access, the edge, the computer that the player sits in front of, doesn't need to be nearly as big and powerful, because it's the input device and it's the connectivity device. Still need a nice screen and a good chair, but you don't need the high-end computer. So that's one. Infrastructure management. Again, it's much simpler to take care of a much lower end PC than it is these super high-end machines. Energy efficiency. Again, using less electricity, less air conditioning reduces the cost substantially for the hotel. And finally, security and compliance. Centralized management of that's a good thing. And my good friend Pekka, this is one of the most favorite quotes I have from him. There are only two kinds of computer networks in the world, or computers. One, those that have been hacked, and second type is those that are going to be hacked. So again, a hotel isn't expert in that either. So all of this goes to reducing their costs and enabling them to focus on their core business. You can see in Malacca in Malaysia, the first hotel that was done. Now, let's talk about the rollout. So that was our first test in Malaysia. Now, we're starting in Southeast Asia. So you see Asia and Pacific, Thailand, Vietnam, and Malaysia, moving out and supporting what's going on in the development in these countries. We'll be in Vietnam, we'll be in the Philippines. We have growing communities And the more community we have creates more opportunity to get end users who need DPIN capability, and that will support the rollout. And then the Middle East, because we're headquartered in Dubai. And then afterwards, we'll continue to move. Let's talk about how are we doing from early development perspective. First, we do keep track of how many DPIN tokens are staked. And everybody can keep track of everything because it's smart contract on Binance Scan, BSC Scan. So I just looked this morning before I updated this. We're up to 7.3 million approximately staked DPIN tokens, and the price this morning was around $7.14, which is a 8x plus increase from when it first came out. So the project has been doing well. People are very interested. Don't worry, we got a long way to go. If you didn't get in at less than $1, it doesn't matter. There's going to be substantial growth. You'll see why in a bit. So we had the early launch in Dubai back November 14th. So that was the first introduction of DPIN publicly. Then we had our first meetup in Bangkok on the 28th of November, about 60 plus participants. Then we had our global consensus launch meeting in Bangkok on the 12th of December. It was about 330 people there. Yeah, who's that? Oh, handsome guy, right? You know him. I know some of these people for almost 10 years, and they're sending me pictures of when we first met. Anyway, I was a little bit younger, but they said I don't look older, so that's good. Next, in January, we went to the Esports Hotel with a number of our members and went and checked it out, and then had a gala dinner and presentations. There's the gala dinner. I didn't go to that one. I go to most of them, but for some reason I think I wasn't available. Then from there, it's not too far to Singapore. So all the people went from there to Singapore and had a day of meetings with A-STAR, which again is the Singapore government's agency for science, technology, and research. I can't stress that enough, because how many people have been involved in projects with no-name tech teams, right? Our case, our tech company that's a partner, again, is partnered with the Singapore government. Then March 8th in Hong Kong, with approximately 1,000 attendees, was the official launch of moving into the implementation phase. So all projects and companies, startups especially, need to think about what business are they in at any instant in time, right? When you start your company or start your project, you're not in the business of delivering anything. You're in the business of raising money and awareness and all those kind of things. So that phase, a lot of people know about the project, still a lot more to come, and we've raised and sold a substantial amount of tokens, but there's still a long way to go. So now we've moved into the implementation phase. That's when I officially became COO, or President of Operations, for the foundation, for us to focus on moving into implementation. Multiple Binance Lives. This is broadcast live. Every one of these meetings have been Binance Live, and twice a month approximately, we do a regularly scheduled Binance Live via C-Talks, who brings a huge community. We get anywhere from 40 to 80,000 views when we do these. Very popular, very good way for people to learn more about what we're doing and keep up with what we're doing. Now let's talk about global strategic deployment. Technology, planning. All I'll say about this, because Pekka's going to cover it in a lot more detail. Every real business, every real project needs a real roadmap. Without a plan, you can get there any way that you want. Oh, sorry, I went forward. Too fast. There we go. So he'll cover it, but the key point, we have a technology plan, we have a computing and application plan, and we have a community development plan. I'll cover this one because that's not techie. So this year, in February, end of the month, we had our Indonesia launch meeting like this in Bali, and then we were in Mumbai at the end of March. So those were the two we did in the first quarter. Now we're in the second quarter. We had Hanoi last Saturday. We're here in Manila today. And after Manila, I head over to head over to Seoul, Korea, and we have a similar meeting set up on Tuesday the 29th in Seoul. And then we're gonna move to Kuala Lumpur in July, August Dubai, September back in Bangkok, and then October we'll do Ho Chi Minh City, November New Delhi, December the Thailand anniversary celebration, and we'll keep moving on with basically a community event, community get together, be it a launch if it's a new place, be it an update if it's an existing place, to keep communicating and working with our community, because the key to success of a project that has crypto in it is utility of the crypto and how big a community you can build. That is the critical part. Now, we're more than just fielding GPU computing. You'll see we have a multi-system, multi-ecosystem development plan. First, we're coming out, I believe in November, with an AI Web3 gaming phone that's focused and making it easy for people to use decentralized tech. Because if you think about now, how do I use Web3 apps or dApps? What do I have to do? Use Trust Wallet or Token Pocket or MetaMask, go to the web address of the dApp, connect my wallet, make sure I have the right stuff, and then I can use it. It'll all be integrated in the phone. Next point, just want to make my wife happy. Built-in free data plan. How many people roam when you travel? Sometimes. Depends. If I'm on vacation with my wife, she yells at me. Why are you roaming? We're on vacation. There's Wi-Fi everywhere. Well, having a built-in free data plan will mean no hassles. And more importantly, for people who want to use the phone to play the games and do whatever they're going to do, Web3 stuff, you don't have to worry about roaming or access. Then the other really exciting thing is 42 DAOs developing an MPC wallet, an exchange, as well as a encrypted chat capability. So there's more development going on in the DPIN ecosystem directly and in our partners' ecosystem. So let's talk briefly about the economic model. The token, the DPIN token, is on Binance Smart Chain, so it's a BEP20 token. The initial issuance, 210 million tokens, and here's how they're distributed. Airdrop, this means when people stake, and I'll talk about that, they receive tokens as their reward. 86% of all the tokens are going to be distributed to all the people who hold and stake tokens. So it's a good idea to be part of the community because the community is going to get most of the tokens. Supernodes, we have folks who committed substantial amounts of money that can buy supernodes. There's 50 of them, and based on how much they had to have, that's why it comes out to 2.35%. Community governance, those tokens are used to reward the community, pay for, if community members are running approved events, we have tokens available to support that. Core contributors, 12.6 million tokens. Here's what I'll say about that. All of those tokens locked for a year and then released 1/36th a month over 36 months, over 3 years. That's set up so that all the people who started this, all the foundation directors, anybody who contributed, receive our tokens over a very long period of time, so that, again, no impact on the price of the token, no impact on all the community members. That's key. And then initial liquidity plus liquidity bonds, that's 8.4 million tokens. An extra 4.2 million were available to manage the price, because if we only had 4.2 million available and everybody wanting to chase, the price would go up too high. So we had these extra tokens that then get paid back later, because we have this buffer of tokens. Staking airdrop, very simple. You buy your DPIN tokens, and they'll have a video that shows you how to do it. And then you choose to stake as many as you want. If I buy 500 of them, but I think the price is going up and I'm a kind of a swing trader kind of person, maybe I'll keep 100 available in case I want to sell them, and then I'll lock up 400 in my wallet and stake them and earn 0.5% a day, which is approximately 15% a month. Some months a little more, February a little bit less. Doing it this way enables us to reward the community for holding on to their tokens. And pretty generous. How many of you know where you can make 15% a month? Not too many places that are reasonably safe. So that's that part. Here's, if you want to participate in the referral side, we have a referral program, and we'll cover this in detail for people who are interested separately. So you buy a DPIN 1 node, 500 balance coins, which means 500 USDT, because balance coin BLC, freely swappable, 1-to-1 for USDT. You can get paid through hash rate depth or referral group down 6 levels. That's the maximum. But you earn 10% of the airdrop rewards that are in your network. So Pekka signed me up. I signed up Felix. He signed up B. So I'm 1 level from Pekka. Felix is 2. B is 3. Whatever groups we can build, Pekka will earn 10% of the airdrop rewards of my group, 10% of Felix's, 10% of Mom B. That's how it works. You get 10% of the earnings. But you also notice if you buy a larger amount of tokens, you can get your maximum payouts can go down as deep as 20 levels. And you'll also notice every level pays out 10%. That's unheard of. Most referral programs I've seen, when you start getting below 8 or 10 levels, you're looking at 1-2% kind of number, not 10%. And the way you qualify is by how large an amount you stake, and then secondly, by referring people. So every time you refer someone, you unlock 2 more levels up until your max. So in this case, if I come in as a DPIN 1, if I am a DPIN 1, I can get down 6 levels of computing power, and all I have to do is enroll or share this with refer 3 people personally. Not very hard. The airdrop vesting period. Basically what this says, again, to protect the community, when you've earned twice as much as the size of your package, so if I have $1,000 staked equivalent, when I've earned $2,000, everything after that is locked, and I can withdraw. If I want it fast, I want to get it over a 30-day period because I have a real lot, then you pay 25% in DPIN tokens, and then you get it distributed over 30 days. If you can wait 90 days for your distribution, it's 15%, and if you can get it distributed over 180 days, 10%, and if you can wait longer, nothing. You don't have to pay. Again, all of these, quote, fees get fed back in to the system. And in this case, I'll show you the burning mechanism, which is very important to everybody who is in the system, because we're going to show you how we go from 210 million tokens down to 21 million tokens. Think of what that will do for the value as we keep running through the cycles and burning more and more tokens, and we've executed our business plan, which is members and users using infrastructure. You know, the price of the token will go very high. So the burn mechanism, 80% of what comes in, we burn. So this buyback and burn, 80% is used for market buyback and burning of tokens. 20% goes into development. So we can use that to buy hardware, so we can field GPUs, we can pay for events, we can do things like that. But 80% of the revenue that comes in goes to buyback and burn tokens, and the vesting period when you pay that 10, 15, or 25% to unlock, all of those tokens get burned. So the combination over time will drop the total supply out there from 210 million down to 21 million. If you look at applications in the system, where are you going to be able to use tokens? How will they be used? Well, the core applications, the decentralized computing resource payments, that's how people will pay in, that's how they get paid out. Cloud computing services are settled with DPIN, another big one. Gaming, there will be the ability for NFTs and the like that can be purchased with DPIN. Mobile payment ecosystem, and then AI applications, AI agents, and things like that. So there are many use cases that will come as we keep developing for use of the token, because then that's another big one. When you think about any project that has a crypto token in it, you talk about utility, you talk about who's behind it, you talk about the tech, and you talk about the community. The bigger the community is, if you have a huge community and you have a use case for your token, you are destined for success. So with that, I want to say thanks, turn it back over to our MC, and I just want to say thanks to everybody out in Binance World, as well as on YouTube. We appreciate all the support that the project and the foundation receive all over the world.
Thank you so much, Dan, for that awesome start. What a way to set us on stage today, right? All right, are you still awake? Yeah, let's continue the momentum with our next speaker. He is the CCO of QPIN, who's ready to dive deeper into how AI and decentralized networks are revolutionizing the tech landscape. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Pekka with a big round of applause.
Thank you, Dan. Hello, everyone. So great to be here in Philippines, Manila. That's first time ever for me in here. It's a very cozy, lovely place. I know your people quite well because I have lived in Dubai 18 years, and quite many of your fellow countrymen have moved there. Filipinos and Filipinos, you're kind people and you're excellent singers, as you all know. First of all, I want to clarify one thing. I'm wearing two hats. I am president of Compute in DPIN, and of course, here in this presentation, I'm wearing the QPIN hat mainly. But there's no conflict, because maybe one thing that you got already from Dan's great presentation, DPIN is an ecosystem. DPIN is nothing single anything, which means that there's a technology arm that is really, really important on any company that runs on some technology. All the companies run some technology, but definitely nowadays when we are talking about this huge, huge revolution of decentralized world. And we are heading towards the fourth industry revolution, and that's built on Web3, as we know. Why this is important for all of us to understand? Because Web3 is this decentralized internet, as we know. One day it will be with us. But the most important application or layer on this decentralized internet is decentralized physical infrastructure network, DPIN. Before going any further, because I need to adjust a little bit of my speech, I'd like to ask a couple of questions from you guys, if you don't mind. How many programmers we have in the audience? All right. How many of you guys own any cryptocurrencies, any tokens or coins? Maybe some of you are quite shy and don't want to lift their hands, but anyways, looks that you're quite new in this. That's why it's very important for me, and Dan did a great job on this already, try to clarify, first of all, why this is so important for all of us. Before going any further on the presentation, I want to clarify what this Web3 will be for all of us. It's a revolution of internet. Internet started 1994 practically, when the first commercial browser Netscape was launched. Static web pages. Only text you can read and pictures you can watch. Then Web 2 era started, and that changed dramatically our lives. And that's what we're experiencing today on all kinds of social media applications and interactions, what we can do on Web 2. We had these calls that we can make, chatting with people, everybody in the everywhere in the world, and so forth. Interactions and interactive internet. But why this is important to understand that Web3 is much, much more important for all of us than this Web 1 and Web 2. Because all of us, everybody in this room or anywhere in the world, we can own the internet. We can own the internet, which is totally different than Web 2. Web 2 is owned by a few guys only. We all know who they are. They're the Zuckerbergs and these guys of the world, because they are owning our data. They're owning who we are. They're owning us practically. But this Web3 will change everything. That's why it's very nice to have you guys here, because you are interested in this opportunity, and we will bring you this for you to get full advantage of this revolution. Now, the presentation. So, QPIN is the comprehensive tech provider for DePIN ecosystem. Very important thing is that quite many of blockchain crypto projects are focusing on non-tangible things, digital assets, virtual things. But we are dealing with different, because we are dealing with decentralized physical infrastructure networks. It's a combination of digital and physical. And at this point, it's very important for us to clarify for you guys that at the moment, we are focusing more on the network side of the business, on physical networks. It means that we have, we have these data centers and QPIN cloud servers. That's something that we are implementing now at the moment. Esports hotels, and all kinds of laboratories we have coming up soon. That's supported by a lot by the community. And community for us is the part of the ecosystem that decided to join this triumph of DePIN ecosystem by acquiring these tokens that gives you the opportunity to own part of this ecosystem. And then again, if you think that you are interested in owning Apple or owning some big company or a small company, what do you actually own? You don't own anything about the company's business. You own value of the stock or share, but that's it. But if you are part of this community by acquiring these assets that are representing this whole ecosystem, you can be even part of the decision making. And do you get any salary when you own Apple stocks or Microsoft stocks? No. Dan explained to you guys, you will get salary. You will get paid by being active on this ecosystem, expanding your own ecosystem or community. This pays you. Why this is important? Because that's the blockchain part of the business. Because blockchain, those transactions, what you do with your token and coin on the blockchain, and if you stake them, the staking is the process where you deposit your coin and token on the blockchain. It rewards you. It's so kind that it pays you passive income. The best possible money-making system there is in the world. As those richest guys in the world, they said, don't work for the money, make money work for you. This is what we have in this blockchain technology, and especially now when we're talking about DePIN. We're also getting closer to this full-blown blockchain system and tokenization of everything. So, origin of how everything started. The DePIN Foundation was established by very good guys and bright minds sat together. The QPIN was there already. QPIN started to collaborate already. Contract was signed with A-Star, and I cannot strongly enough point out this differentiator what DePIN ecosystem has compared to practically any other decentralized ecosystems today in the world. We are officially partnering with the government entity, as Daniel pointed out a couple of times already. I'd like to repeat this because why it's important. You have heard all kinds of stories about cryptos and blockchain. Those stories that they're scams and they are, you cannot trust them, and because they're this and that and whatever there is, cheating everybody. Unfortunately, we have these kind of stories. But when you are part of your ecosystem is an official government entity developing with you the applications, platforms, and systems, that's very rare. And that's one of the major things, major differentiators we have to compare with 99% of the project there is today when talking about blockchain and cryptos. So technology means that first of all, it doesn't matter that you are not so much well known, you don't know too much about the technology, because it doesn't matter. For you who are interested in this thing like DePIN and decentralized physical infrastructure networks and maybe Web3 overall, cryptos and so forth, you don't need to be interested in technology. Why? Because we, QPIN side of the DePIN ecosystem, QPIN guarantees you, with A-Star and a couple other technical entities that we are collaborating with, we guarantee you that technology works as it should, and it scales as it should, and it's as secure as it should be, or even better than that even. So you, to be part of this, never mind about technology, but you need to understand the opportunities. That's why you join these kind of systems. You understand what it can do for you, what you can do with your ownership of something, to your community, your friends and family, what they can do, and so forth, so forth. That's how we grow this thing, how we grow the community of DePIN. For example, when I'm speaking in quite many events, and I come across with same kind of thinking, same kind of customer or audience profile that you are, that people are interested in understanding what this is. No techies. I ask, do you know how internet works? Do you know what is TCP/IP? Internet transaction protocol on the internet. You don't need to know. You just use your Facebook, Instagram, whatever, TikTok applications. You enjoy this opportunity. Difference is that these applications, as I mentioned already, they are monetized by the richest companies in the world. And on top of that, they are stealing your data. They're stealing your identity. They are misusing what you are doing, who you're dealing with. We will change this with this technology. Web3, blockchain, cryptos, in our case, DPIN. So a little bit of a history tour. I mentioned already Web 1 and Web 2, and now on our way to Web 3. This is more like a mobile network development. First G, 2G, and 3G here. 3G changed our way to use our mobile phones. Because that time, third generation of mobile networks were the first mobile data networks. So we could use our internet connections, internet applications, internet services on mobile phones. So why this is important? When we go in further and further that way, mobile devices will be part of your self. They're already that today, but again, the difference is that today, when you use your mobile phone, when you communicate with someone, when you are sending messages, going to websites, doing this and that, this transaction, TCP/IP transaction on the internet, that data will be collected by Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and they monetize that, what you do there. Remember what Dan explained one of his slides. On our mobile phone, which is a Web3 mobile phone, you own your data. You own your connections. We have even this chat there that's fully secured. Data doesn't go anywhere. With you and to one, what you're communicating with, that's there, nowhere else. This is the future of internet. This is the future that we will bring to the world, especially for you guys. So again, this technology, 3-letter things and 4-letter things, combinations, MVP, minimum viable product. MVP is very important phase of development, and A-Star is with us now on the MVP phase. MVP, minimum viable product, means that is ready to market. We can implement it, we can use it, we can monetize it, but it's not fully implemented in that sense that we can say that it's ready to be full-blown implementations. But if you want to join now, you can join different ways. Dan explained in his presentation about how to acquire DePIN tokens, for example, how to get advantage of stablecoin, BLC, balance coin, which is part of the 42DAO platform. Again, the financial arm of our DePIN ecosystem. By the way, stablecoin, Dan mentioned that already. The stablecoin means that it keeps the price practically the same than, in our case, and most of the stablecoins, backed with the US dollar. But our stablecoin is a little bit different because our stablecoin is different because of it's not backed with fiat money. It's backed with 2 digital assets. One stablecoin is USDT, USD dollar, USD Tether, and Bitcoin Cash. It's algorithmic stablecoin. And that is the future of stablecoins. And maybe some of you guys know or remember or have heard about this Terra Luna catastrophe, where they launched a stablecoin system, algorithmic stablecoin, and it crashed like crazy, and people lost billions of dollars. And we need to understand that you can have all kinds of systems. Sometimes technology have been architectured, planned, and implemented the most brutal way, the bad way, and that was Terra Luna. And it was from the day one how the BECT was built up on the system. Everybody who understands this, we try to say everybody don't go there because it will crash. And there was 100% risk. If someone has a 100% risk, we know what happens. It collapses. And people just waited that long that it went so high market cap, market value, maybe it was 20 billion or something, and then it crashed because you could play with the back of the token itself. Everything went to zero. So why we are different? Because there is another algorithmic stablecoin in the markets, which is called DAI. Same system, backed with a few different cryptocurrencies to backed with the dollar price. So we didn't invent this idea first, but we reinvented how it's implemented, and that's our algorithmic coin. So it's very stable, it keeps the back on the dollar price, period, and that's it. And that's what we do with an MVP. So there are so many things happening now on the development with A-Star. So of course QPIN, even though it's it is a technology arm, but it needs to generate revenue, right? There is no company or no process or platform that does not need to do that. But this is kind of a high-level picture of how it works. Here we have the demand side of usage. And these are the people that we get full advantage of using QPIN platform supported by DePIN ecosystem. Here we have AI developers, cloud gamers, enterprises, and individuals. Those are not part of DePIN ecosystem or QPIN ecosystem other than using this technology. Of course they can be, if they're in two hats, they can definitely be part of the ecosystem also, but they are taking good advantage of this technology. That's why they are the users and a huge demand of this kind of what we are developing for these profiles. Then revenue generation. Of course, QPIN will charge for the services, usual thing, right? It goes to QPIN platform, and then on the other side we have what we do. We provide in this GPU, chips, and servers, and compute power back to the system, QPIN, and it goes to the fees and stuff. And here is A-Star simultaneously with the QPIN developing this further. By the way, again, very important three-letter combination, GPU. It's a hot topic today because NVIDIA is one of the most spoken companies today in the world, and they are the biggest chip producer. Computer chips, which is the most important part of AI physical infrastructure, artificial intelligence, and these TPUs, graphics processing units, and that's very hungry for data. They are very expensive because they are providing such a fast processes, IT compute processes, and that's part of the AI, and that's why it's important to understand when we are talking about GPUs. We mean that we are part of the most important technology infrastructure when it comes to AI development. Just for you to know that also from Dan's presentation, GPUs, graphics processing units. So Anybody have you heard about DeepSeek? DeepSeek is they came out in January. They are AI company, AI organization from China, and all of a sudden they came out with their AI model. And what AI model means, it means that it's the way of how AI is handling everything that it will be request for, some tasks, suggestions, whatever. And this is the more advanced the model is, the better results, faster results it gives you who was asking these things from the AI. DeepSeek AI model was revolutionary because it was developed so fast, and it used only like a fraction of the money for the development and fraction of the time of the development what the biggest AI models before that have been used. So that is really, really incredible. And I believe NVIDIA's market cap, the stock market cap collapsed like 30% overnight or something. They lost like a few $1 billion. But why this is important from our perspective? Because we are developing decentralized GPU network. So that's the core of our technology. Decentralized GPU networks. Because the more these AI models, the faster, the more efficient they will be and develop, it means that the demand of the GPU will grow. And already Dan mentioned that these, how much are the most expensive ones now? 250,000. So can just one GPU, right? And if yes, okay. Anyways, but yeah, but then again, it's a huge price. It's a huge price for these GPUs. And we want to use AI because it gives us good service. It's impossible that our data center or small company who was developing AI can even afford to buy this kind of GPUs. There needs to be a mechanism to get it cheaper. That's why DPIN, and that's where DPIN comes to the picture, because we are decentralizing GPUs. I explain this a little bit more on the coming slides. So more GPUs, the stronger support to AI. Simple this, but more GPUs also means more money you need to invest. Let's leave it there on this slide. I'll come back to you this a little bit later. So development of different models like DeepSeek, open support, which means that we are supporting this globally, this AI model development. And maybe you also, if you have not heard yet, you will hear quite soon about AI model training. How this, what do we mean when we said the AI training? It's not that there's some coach who's telling something to AI, no. It's you, practically, who are training. After it's developed, it's self-learning system. More it discusses with you, more this AI application, AI agent, AI model is discussing with you, the better they know about you. More they know about you, you are training them. More data they will collect from you, they understand you better, and they collect it faster anywhere online. That is the training, the AI model type of thing. So this is what we do on the second box here, and global distributed computing. So we will be global with the models that are affordable, fast, and secure. So cloud gaming. How many of you guys are gamers, video gamers, mobile device gamers? I know that you guys are gamers. Do you know why I know? Do you know why I know? Because I just checked this morning. Now, wild guess. Be brave and answer. You just figure the number. how many video gamers there are in the Philippines now? How many? Give a number. How many? 25 million. That's the first question. 25 million. Not bad at all. A little bit higher. A little bit higher. Today, there's data allowed on online if you want to check it. 43 million of you guys. 43 million of you guys are gamers. You play video games, mobile games, using GPUs and AI a lot soon. GPUs already today a lot, and soon combination of AI and the GPUs. 43 million, and do you know what? Annual growth, 13%. So quite soon you will be 100 million gamers in Philippines. So again, we also of course supporting not just mobile gaming but also desktop gaming. And very important thing when we are talking about decentralized GPU models and mechanisms what we are providing, it means that you don't need to have these PCs with the huge capacity, investing huge money on them. Even with the lower end devices, we'll get full advantage of opportunity to use AI and play games. That is something that we can and we will bring to the markets. Here are something where you probably know all these companies and gaming platforms. So we are helping them out to be more efficient for you guys to have a better experience on gaming. There are some QPIN investors. I'm very happy to say that here we are, the first box. We invested a little money enough to collaborate with QPIN and securing that the development goes further. QPIN and A* combination for us. So competitors analysis. This is gaming. Those are all gaming platforms, as you know. Google Stadia, PlayStation, xCloud, and the others. Just here, if you want to read it, what we do, and this is all what we provide, because we are efficient, we are cost efficient, and we are distributed. And this model of distribution gives us opportunity to be more efficient provider of these GPUs. And because we are more efficient provider of GPUs, we are more efficient on all these elements what there is mentioned now. All the other ones there are quite many red X's there on the chart. So I mentioned already the cost reduction. So if you think that you need to, if your company, for example, if they want to use AI as much as they should to keep the competition, manage towards the competition, huge investments. Or there's another way of doing it. Using decentralized ecosystem. Using the ecosystem that DePIN provides to you, much cheaper, much effective way of using GPUs. One of the business model that already there is with us, it's called pay as you go. You don't need to buy these GPUs, you don't need to buy this very expensive hardware, infrastructure. You don't need to go to big data center and have a deal with them. With us, you only pay when you use, pay as you go. And that's something I want to all of you who are working for a company, if you're in a position to discuss with your IT guys or C-level people, come to us, talk to us. We'll help you out with the reducing the costs already today what you have, and especially quite soon in the future. If I have drums now with me, I'll give a little fanfare. This is what's happening very soon. Next month, no, actually in June, we are postponing a couple of weeks. In June, there will be the first computing powered testing center in Johor Bahru, Malaysia. This fully blown testing center together with QPIN, A* and DePIN. And that's available for all of you guys to come and test and play. start to discuss with us if you are interested in joining us, whatever role in our ecosystem or community. We are there for you. We help you out. We explain you how you can be part of this triumph. So that's for me then. Thank you for coming. Enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pekka. All right, that is so insightful, Pekka. All right, again, a big hand of applause for our speakers. All right, nauunawaan po ba ang sinasabi ng mga speakers natin? Yes, medyo, I know it's a little bit overwhelming, no? Especially for those guests na first time who has no idea of what's happening. You know, our guest is actually introducing us, decentralized networks, artificial intelligence, paano to nakakaapekto sa technologies natin ngayon, no? Ano yung mga pwedeng impact nito and how can we benefit from this? All right? And now, for our last speaker, alright, para po sa ating last speaker, let us welcome our distinguished guest speaker and leader from Hanoi, Vietnam. He's here to share his views on the future of RWA, or Real World Assets, with DePIN. Let's all welcome a big hand of applause for Mr. John Nguyen.
Hello everyone, welcome to in Philippines, Manila. The first, second time I in the Philippines, but now I very welcome and I meet in all the member and all the leader, all the member and young people, very important. And now I live in Hanoi, Vietnam. Yeah, my name John Nguyen from Vietnam. 20 years ago, I learned in high school in the Czech Europe, informatics engineer. After I come to Vietnam, I met in the analyst data in the departure in the hospital. I collect all the data in the Vietnam and analyze in the for information for government. Yeah, yeah. But now the first time, a long time ago, we only computer, very small. Not good, but now different now. So now I talk with you about today. I want to talk with you about Real World I. Who know what it is? Real World Asset. You know? Maybe no. Don't know? Very important now. This is a new change in the future. And DePIN, DPIN, the thinking, the future in the vision. Very important. Why? Because it's a new. This is year. Everything up, reverse attraction, and DePIN future vision. Upgrade a long time. A second. Can? Okay, thank you. But now I want to talk to you. Everything, some in the middle, Dan, Mr. Pirka, talk many about DPIN. She talked many times. Many times you understand well. But I don't talk more. But only I talk to you. What is it? DePIN. DePIN is project in the business modern that building decentralized infrastructure, blockchain, very important. Is to connect user and service is under decentralized. Very important now. DPI, DPIN. We have two types. First type is the hardware. Hardware, including a hardware device in service system, infrastructure, hardware, infrastructure. Yes. And the second, very important, if we have hardware, we don't have anything. We need in the software infrastructure, including software, and in a strong service in a network. Very important. Yeah. You know, Mr. Dan and Mr. Pilka talk many very difficult. I talk on you easy. Why is it? The pin have two items important: hardware, software only. Yes, I think very important. Okay. But now is a sharing economy with DPIN. Yeah. Sharing economy is the last time, only fiscal, the same year. Yeah. But now DPIN is a different. We have one cycle, yes, one cycle, yes. This is the different, yes. Upgrade a corporation is the new change. Okay. Why now? DPIN is very good or not? Difficult or not? The same. Not difficult. Yeah. Decentralized in a corporation. Yes. And this decentralized, we can the infrastructure, some small it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yes. As a second, we can to use everything in a very easy, but it's difficult. Why? Because it's not good, very difficult. So gaming and DeFi. Yeah. Very important. Now in some country we cannot use in the blockchain everything because battery government don't happy. The same in Vietnam. The same now. Many in the project in the government don't happy. He don't like because small only. Because now I thinking only a short time upgrade, everything open to better. Yeah. We can hear. I don't talk anymore because all the members understand everything. Yeah. Yeah. Now very important because it's all member from the same me. Don't understand? No problem. But young people, we need in the way real world asset. Real world asset. Very important in the blockchain. Very important. Because in the real option, because now assemble. So now we have is a apartment, a big hotel here. I cannot to buy because big money I don't have. Only the come here cannot. But in factory, if we can to sell to small, the can. We can to upgrade in the blockchain, decentralized. We can. Only small, only $10, $10, something. All member can to buy. Is the future change in the world now. Yes. The same is the same apartment, the same. Is the same stock only. Broker, bonder, the same. We can to buy. It's big, only small. To sell small. We can. Yeah. And the symbol is a gold, the same. Oil is the same. Is the silver the same. Yeah. A symbol is to have a picture. Is a Picasso. It's a long time ago. It's a picture. It's a very expensive. When people cannot to buy, we can to upgrade in the decentralized blockchain. That we can. Yeah. Small only. Small we can. With corporation, very important. So now, RWI, reward asset in the future, in the world, the future, very important. Who is young people know it, very important. Okay. Benefits is the push in RWI on the blockchain. Everything, so now we can, everything in here, we can see, I cannot to talk more. So now everything benefits, we can put in blockchain very easy, buy and sell. Yeah, it's put here, very small only. Exactly, everything okay. We can to buy, sell and more. Yeah. Yes, a very important security because they now on in the post in blockchain. Anybody anymore cannot to change everything. You know, in the fiat money, not good. Why? Because economy down. It's the government printing. Apply. Not good. Yeah, this the now all product in the we have blockchain, decentralized, cannot to get change. Yeah. Why? Bitcoin only 21 million. Why? Now starting only small. Why is it now? Cannot. Why? Because anybody can do change, cannot upgrade. Yes, it's money. It's the same. It's dollar, the same. 10 years ago, it's high. Then now down. Why? When apartment assemble, is 10 years ago, you can to buy $100,000 assemble. Then now upgrade 10 times. Not good because on blockchain very important. We can everything. Yes. Oh yes, some I talk now. Some application would apply. The same, yes, the same. I talk so. The same. Everything. Goal, same. Masterwork. And the now are very important here. The now in the high quality, in the high level. We can to eating. Yes, we eating something. We don't know why. Product good or not. It's aware. If we have blockchain, everything. We can to see system. Why? When starting, when product something, I processing something, easy. We can to see in the quick era, everything, understand. The now in the country, example, America, Europe something. In the Philippines, Vietnam, export come to here. They don't like. Why? Because we don't have in the anything. Because we don't have blockchain. We can to check. Why? Why product? Why something? Yeah. Now limited. Now can to export come to high quality country the same to America to Japan. They took open certificate, open decentralized everything. We cannot to export. Close. No. Yeah, very important. Blockchain, decentralized, very important in the now and future. Yeah. Okay. Yes. No. Okay. Vision and future. I don't talk and talk many times now. Yeah. Very important. DPIN. DPI is the project very important in future. Because everything technician quality we have in the Dubai, in the headquarters, something is develop and future cooperation with the Dubai, very important. We can now we show Mr. Pika and Mr. Dan show everything. This is the PIN have a big value in the future. Because why? Good techniques is change now, very important. Yes. I want in the key takeaway. Yes. Ready number one, something very important. I want is to talk with you people, young people now. We can to understand blockchain and everything. Yes. This is the way they get big money. Big money, you understand? In Vietnam, I meeting here. I asked some people who know restaurant. 100%. I know. Oh, not opportunity. I talk. Who is know Bitcoin, Ethereum, everything. Only little, only. I don't know. Yeah, this is opportunity. Yeah, the now everything you go. Restaurant money, but in the crypto, little understand. This is we can do it the way you get money. Because I want to talk, young people can to learn, understand well. Crypto or something. This is the way get money. A big money is good to work now. Thinking. Yes. Everything I talk everything. I talk only in myself. Understand? A long time understand crypto only. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, John. All right. Okay, nakapag-take down notes po ba tayo lahat? All right, I hope naging insightful at marami tayo natutunan today. So ngayon po, now let's take a quick 10-minute break now to recharge and come back ready for our panel discussion. So ngayon po, meron tayong 10 minuto para tayo umikot at mag-CR break o kaya naman mag-coffee. And then after 10 minutes, balik po tayo sa upuan natin for our panel discussion. Alright? So see you guys in a bit.
So to kick off things, I'm excited to welcome you all to the DPIN AI and DePIN Bali Summit 2025 in Bali.
panel discussion. All right, are you guys ready? And now we will proceed with our panel discussion. Dito meron tayong mga questions na mas magpapalinaw ng mga worries natin or mga concerns natin regarding this topic. All right? And our guest speakers, we have Dan, we have John, and of course, we also have Pekka, who will help us understand more and deeper. All right. All right, before we start, can we give again a big hand of applause for our great speakers today? All right, so for our first question, all right, so this question is, as AI shifts toward reasoning process that demand more chips, how can DePIN's infrastructure ensure energy efficiency and cost effectiveness compared to traditional data centers? Again, as AI shifts toward reasoning process that demand more chips, how can DePIN's infrastructure ensure energy efficiency and cost effectiveness compared to traditional data centers? So this might could be answered by Dan. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good question. One of the things I covered briefly in the presentation, the architecture of DPIN, the foundation, our project, around how we handle DePIN, the decentralized physical infrastructure, is very cost and energy efficient. Remember, I briefly mentioned, hey, let's just have one meeting, so everybody please be quiet in the back. When I talk about how this works, when you think about it, if I'm a company and I have 35 staff, I'm a graphics design house, so I have 35 high-end computers with GPU. My staff is only working 8, 10, some days maybe 12 hours. Well, the other 12 hours, my 35 computers are sitting idle, turned on maybe, switched off maybe. Well, those 35 computers with GPUs can be connected to the network, and then I can earn some income, and that capacity that would normally just be sitting there wasted is now available to be used. Remember that there's a huge demand for this computing capacity. There's not enough supply of the chipsets, there's not enough supply of the boards, so utilizing my company's 35, like I said, my 35 machines, or my other company that uses AWS or Azure or Google Cloud that has 35, 50, 100 instances that are contracted for, all of those only get used 30 to 40% efficiency, so there's still another 60, 70% available that can be distributed. And that is the function of the QPIN provided technology, is to act as the platform to match demand from users, the cloud gamers, the cloud cafes, esports hotels, when they need capacity, to connect through the system to these companies or people who have capacity available and enable the matching around the world of demand versus capacity, which makes it very cost effective because it's excess capacity for the people who own the compute, that therefore they sell it into the system at a much lower cost or price, and it enables efficiency and reduced use of electricity and the like.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dan. I hope it helps our audience to really understand this one, you know. All right, so this question is for Mr. Pekka Kalka.
I'm ready.
All right, sir. Your question is, DePIN's decentralized GPU network is gradually expanding worldwide. What do you see as the key challenges and potential opportunities for its implementation in Southeast Asia, particularly in the Philippines?
First of all, I want to start with one thing. There are both existing challenges and opportunities, not just here in Southeast Asia, East Asia, but globally. But particularly here, I believe some challenges come from the existing infrastructure, which can be the energy price, and possibly not so stable networks. And those are, of course, something that I believe they will develop quite fast because the demand is so huge. Governments are putting a lot of budgets on these things and so forth because nobody wants to stay behind. So that's something that you need to give a little pressure to your government. But then on the other hand, first of all, I mentioned the one number when it comes to this thing, which is one of the driving businesses taking advantage from this technology, this GPU, decentralized GPUs, what we are doing. You remember the number, what it's related to, guys?
Yeah.
Who remembers? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you remember the number and what it's related to. Even those ones who are talking there down back. Hey, all right. The number was 43 million.
Yeah.
And what was it related to? Gamers. Thank you. You have 43 million gamers, so you are ready for this technology. And the demand is great. And if you are ready for this technology, you are using this technology, that's one particular thing. But you are very good techies. You have such a good development companies in here. So we want to come to Philippines. We want to collaborate with your universities, your business parks, your businesses to let them understand, be clear of this, what it can be with you already today and definitely in the future. So now summarizing, if you go to a little bit negatives, they are more on infrastructure side, but positive is you people. You people are the opportunity. And hopefully all of you will be part of our community. Let's build this together.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's actually 1/3 of the total population of all the Filipinos right now. No, come on guys, let's not waste our time. Okay, and now for our next speaker, Mr. John, here's your question. In your opinion, how has the crypto market, blockchain, AI, RWA developed since Bitcoin was born in 2008? And what is the current situation in Vietnam and your experiences in the Philippines? Okay,
Hello.
guys, let's listen.
Hello. Well, thank you very much. You have a very good question. Who understand? Now we understand. In the Bitcoin, starting 10 years ago, step by step, they have 4 cycles in the mining. 3 times in upgrade. Yes, because now many in the trend AI, blockchain, AI. I think in the now in the coin market cap, now many crypto. Maybe I don't exactly, but maybe in 15 million crypto. Yeah, in blockchain. In the coin market cap, I think. And in a world, maybe have 800 exchange, centralized and many decentralized. So now, in the very important, because now we can, but we can do joy in the good in opportunity can up. The now in many in the world now in the Vietnam market, many people understand have a wireless hold coin. Many young people the same year billion dollar. Why? They hold coin. Example, easy. Only hold crypto, Ethereum, Ripple only 4 years ago. Now why? You check. Upgrade many times. Oh, then now is in the Vietnam they talk. In the Vietnam understand crypto. Second in the world. Top one in the world. Many young people have blockchain wallet. Have many coin, whole coin, many. Yes, very important. I talk it one time. Young people can understand. I teach blockchain and crypto and how and collect coin. The same DPIN. Thinking is it coin. Thinking. I remember. But now maybe very small. When they have upgrade ecosystem, many ecosystem in the Grab or something, yeah. Up. We can do small money, buy something, price up. Yeah, I remember it. I thinking in the crypto, in the new chain in the world now. We can to earn, all member can to thinking and hold some coin. Philippines the same. Philippines very young people, very smart. I see here my the partner, Mr. Sia, engineer a long time. He's a partner here a long time. He's very smart. Follow him. Teaching into him, follow him. Yeah, we can do successful. I think in Philippines the same. Very smart people, very joy new opportunity. I can everything okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. John. You know what I see, Mr. John? Most of the Filipinos, doesn't really, maybe what is lacking is their understanding of what is Bitcoin or blockchain all about. And as I can see, some of us, have a negative impression about it. So I hope today, our speakers really help us to understand it better. All right. Yes, sir.
Since you brought that up, let me make a comment on that. We have in the foundation Dr. Ima Ko. She is the president of education, learning, and development for DPIN, so that we just came from China, from Xishuangbanna out in Yunnan province with 150 top people to mainly teach them exactly what DPIN's about, and they talked about blockchain. That was in Chinese, wasn't my part. But the point is, we have a complete education program. We have a complete set of documents in our Notion site that people have access to teach you how to set up a wallet. Because people who know nothing, how do I set up a wallet to participate in this Web3? How do I get some USDT to be able to convert to balance coin and get DPIN? That's a skill that is easily taught, but if you never had to do it before, it might be a little scary. But in the end, it's actually something that's easy to learn. So one big part of the foundation's work is to teach people all about how all of this work, blockchain, Web3 applications, distributed tech, and the like. So that's a good comment you made, so I just wanted to add so everybody can have a better understanding.
Yeah, thank you so much for that.
Sorry, Dan,
John.
let
Yes, sir.
me continue. 7 seconds.
Sure.
2 cents and 7 seconds. Here is the man for you to talk to if you want to be part of this as a community member, or maybe you want to build up your own community. Few people, 10 people, 20 people, 100 people, 43 million people to join us. But please, this is the opportunity. We are here for you. Dan is leading this side of the business. I'm more on the compute side. He's on the community side and business side. We are here for you today, and we come back.
Oh, we really appreciate that, sir. Yes, would you like to add anything, sir?
One more, I want to talk here. The now opportunity, DPIN, very good, very good in the crypto. I thinking the partner here can open his office, open in the shop in here. We can to operate starting in here. 5 years, 2 years, some year ago, we can million dollar. I thinking follow in the office, maybe is a partner in here. I thinking this is good opportunity, good, very nice. I thinking follow is the old member here. I thinking.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. All right. Naunawaan po ba natin, mga kaibigan? Yes. Pagod na tayo maging mahirap, di ba? Yes. So, wag nating sayangin yung opportunity. And siguro, palawakin natin yung ating mga isip, ano? And now, another question, of course, for Sir Dan, is that we would also like to know that what is DePIN's global compute expansion roadmap? And how will distributed GPU resources be deployed in the future?
Okay, let's cover a little bit. I talked about our regional rollout, regional setup, you know, how we have a headquarters in Dubai and offices, Singapore, Thailand, India, Vietnam, and a few other places, Malaysia. Now, first, I think Pekka covered it. We're gonna launch in middle of June. We're gonna have an event, special invite only, based on community involvement and community success in Johor Bahru, Malaysia, which is just over the bridge from Singapore. Our regional data center with, I think it's going to have about 50 GPUs to get started, and that's going to be our regional headquarters, regional operations center, which will allow us to field the minimally viable product, the MVP, of the joint system between QPIN and A-Star, and also enable A-Star to have easy access for testing. It will also support some local esports hotels, because 50 GPUs can support 50 simultaneous users of the system. And similarly, like I talked about, efficiency and effectiveness, well, the A-Star people and the QPIN people, A, aren't going to use all 50 GPUs all the time, and B, they go home at night from work. And I suspect there's a huge demand for gaming, you know, after working hours or after school hours and the like. So we start from there, and then we go to the Middle East, and we'll field a data center there with another 1,000 or so cards, and then add 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, up to 15,000 GPUs fielded across the region. Remember I said, start in Southeast Asia, add the Middle East over the next several years. So we have a detailed rollout plan. That information, those slides can be made available, and people will be able to see. Remember when I talked about there's a rollout plan on the GPU side, there's an application development rollout plan for all the applications that are also going to be a part of this. So it's exciting. We have a plan, and with a community like we have already, and this phenomenal turnout here for our first launch meeting here in Manila. Together, we will make this a huge success.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Dan. And now for Mr. Pekka. Sir, could you briefly introduce the latest progress of the DePIN GPU Computing Center and highlight the key aspects of this year's computing application plan?
Yeah, I'm 100% sure that you remember this particular slide when I introduced that we are now on more on the physical infrastructure, going to more on the digital and decentralization. It's a process. By the way, decentralization is always a process, like any technology development is a process. When Bitcoin started, it was the most centralized system, only 2 guys participating in one transaction. Anyways, what I'm saying here is that we will be global system, like Dan explained. But there is one particular thing that we want to emphasize, because we are securing the most affordable, the most secure, most distributed GPUs to anywhere in the world. And what I mean anywhere in the world, definitely places that will be mentioned in our technology mumbo-jumbo language. We call them places where we execute edge computing. Edge computing means that there's a remote location, but there needs to be certain opportunities to access to certain services, technology, infrastructure. But without decentralized GPUs, GPU will never go there. Never. You can have the most skillful developers somewhere in Philippines, team 3, 5, whatever number of guys, but they don't have access to these GPUs because they don't have access to Amazon Web Services, AWS, or Azure data center. First of all, they are too far away and they're too expensive. That's where we come to the picture. We democratize this whole business. Everybody who has skills, who have ability, and want to be part of this on any role. But that's the expansion plan we have. We will serve the whole world with this technology, what we have.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pekka. All right, this question is also for Mr. Daniel. DePIN plans to launch the world's first DePIN smartphone in 2025, which is this year. Can you provide details on its unique features, core functionalities, and innovations?
Sure, thanks for the question. I kind of expected someone would want to know more. I mean, I had some of it on the slide in my presentation, so I have some notes. Let me just double check so I don't forget anything. Remember, I talked about this in the presentation. Today, to access decentralized apps, you need a wallet, like a Trust Wallet, a MetaMask, Token Pocket. You need to then go in there, click Explore, go find the dApp, connect your wallet, and now you're in. Well, for a lot of people, that's easy, but for many more people, that's a little bit difficult. So it'll have native access from your wallet to these dApps built right into the phone. Second one, AI with implementation AI to help give you a much smarter user interface and experience. It'll also be designed for cloud gaming, so it'll enable an immersive cloud gaming experience. My favorite one, my wife's favorite one, built-in free worldwide data plan. That's critical because you want to play, you don't want to pay $10 a day when you're roaming. You don't want to worry about, is my provider there, or am I going to get nailed with a $1,000 roaming bill? And then the 42 DAO MPC wallet and exchange and encrypted chat will be built in. Then you'll be part of the decentralized computing and storage networks. We actually have a collaboration with a storage network. I think it's CESS. You can buy your storage using DPIN. So that's another one. And then, of course, can't forget enhanced privacy and security will all be built in. So the key point here, this phone will be built for and designed for the future and the use of Web3.
Wow. That's so promising, Thank you so much, Dan. And now for Mr. John. can you please discuss the potential of DPIN if it will be developed and put into business in the Philippine market?
Oh, so now I was talking again. I think in market in the ASEAN country, Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, Indonesia, everything. Some country in the ASEAN. I think so. In the I think yeah, in the very smart, very fast. Understand. Market in the now crypto market very small, very small. In the even we can to compare, in the gold something, they're very small. We have opportunity. We can to join in the good crypto. What we can join in the crypto, have a good technician, good ecosystem. What to do in the future, we can do the first important. The second, we check in the folder, who is the folder. He have, they have, it's a long time, he have smart or something, okay? Second, we can do step by step teaching every day. We can to learn in blockchain some new information. Yeah, with everything okay, we can do small, not big. No need small, buy whole small only. After in the follow in the big leader in here. Maybe example next month in this company, the project, maybe they can open. They have thinking, have a system in here, a member here. They can small office starting. We small join here. After all country, China, in the Malaysia, everything country upgrade many member. Many holder apply up, we get the money. I think in the Philippines, a new market, we have an opportunity successful in the blockchain crypto in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much po. All right. And now for Mr. Pekka. The DPIN Compute Testing Center in Johor Bahru, Malaysia is expected to begin trial operations in May. What are the latest technological advancements of DPIN? How does DPIN ensure efficient and balanced compute distribution?
First of all, that is huge step in DePIN ecosystem development. Again, many times Dan mentioned, I've mentioned the collaboration what we have with A-Star, government entity, and QPIN, the technology arm of DePIN ecosystem. We are all there. So it will be a training center, it will be testing center, and it's serving the local community. You remember my previous answer for the question, I mentioned about edge computing. So we are going also to these places which are not like part of the millions and millions of population cities. We are going also to a little bit rarely populated places. But the most important thing is that this will be full-blown technology ecosystem for our technology, and we have already the gaming facilities there. We are practicing the esports hotel type of facility there. There's for the gamers themselves, and we are very happy, by the way, to get some delegations from Philippines. Let's just agree when you want to come there. We will host you. We will introduce what we have in there, and that's just the one in many to come. So we already know that there will be at least one or two in the Middle East this year, and that's a part of our globalization plan. So it's We are gradually doing things, but we are doing the things the way that we can control. We manage to serve the local community when needed and as much as needed. That's why we are not rushing to 100 different locations and leave them as they are. No, we will give all the services, all the support when we are establishing this kind of testing labs and testing centers. And the Malaysia, Johor Bahru is the first one to start with, and that's a little bit delayed. That will happen in June instead of May, but not much. But hey, if you want to join us there, even the opening party, it's a party. You can join us if you want.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Pekka. All right. By the way, guys, we are streaming live. Yeah, so we have a lot of viewers online. And maybe they also want to know what will be the long-term impact of DePIN's decentralized network on the global AI ecosystem. Mr. Daniel?
Okay, let's cover a few key points. What will be our impact globally? Think about some of the concepts we've been talking to. First one, efficiency and low cost. As I said, there are multiple potential suppliers of GPU capacity to DePIN. One set, which is huge, are all the people out there already that have GPUs of their own kind, I mean, like home-style GPUs, have a company that has 35, 50, 100 staff with high-end GPUs, or they're using and rented instances from the various cloud providers like Google, Azure, and AWS. So there's that huge unused capacity where we'll make a huge impact because the people who are paying it will get some money. And more importantly, since GPU compute capacity is at a premium and a shortage, and I think Pekka said the requirement is like 100x what we have now. So using DePIN and our tech to distribute that use demand across all of this existing capacity that's going unused will be huge from a cost and efficiency standpoint. Secondly, on the same thought, it'll reduce the electricity costs, it'll reduce air conditioning and the like, because if somebody has to go field new equipment, you know, that's more unused capacity when they're not working. Secondly, by doing that, we're going to enable a huge class of people, small, medium enterprises, universities, that can't get access to the chips that they need, and that NVIDIA, as an example, GPUs, they can't get it cost effectively. So by utilizing DePIN's setup, utilizing our network, we're going to democratize access to GPU computing. And what's that going to do? In the AI space, everybody knows, I mean, you can put DeepSeek on your own computer if you have a sufficient one. Well, you can run your own copy of DeepSeek, and now you can develop applications yourself. And maybe you don't have the compute capacity already, or you don't have the money, or you don't have access, but you can, again, you know, the cost savings, I think the QPIN estimates, the costs on the user side will be like 30 or 40%-ish, maybe a little higher than the cost of getting it directly. So that's a huge savings for the people who need it and have the least access to it. So we believe by democratizing the use of all these resources, effectively managing resources and load balancing around the world, we will make a significant impact on the environment and on the ability for companies, small ones, big ones, doesn't matter, to enable them to further their ambitions in technology and AI. So we're glad to be a part of that, and we believe we will be a huge, huge enabler of that to happen.
Wow. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Dan. Another question, Mr. Dan. This is a very interesting question. Behind DeepSeek's global success lies in transformation in computing power, performance, and cost. As a decentralized GPU computing network, how does DePIN drive changes in these areas to foster innovation?
Okay, what did they say? DeepSeek was able to train their models for like, what, 1/100th or 1/150th of the cost of OpenAI. So I think OpenAI is what, Pekka, would they spend? Over $1 billion, right? Billions. And DeepSeek supposedly spent something around 10 million-ish in there. So they created this whole new thing, and it was the most downloaded. They got so many users so fast because you could actually run it on your own computer if you didn't have anything else running and the like, and you had the capability. So the access to this distributed, decentralized GPU network will now enable people who don't necessarily have a high-powered enough GPU card in their laptop, in their computer, or they actually have to use their computer for something else, gives them the ability to, on demand, access the GPU capacity to run DeepSeek as an example, and enable them to do AI development work at a much lower cost than doing it other ways. So that's probably the big one. And I also believe as we evolve the work we're doing in DePIN, we'll be looking at coming out with kind of DeepSeek as a service, kind of an offering where you'll be able to access hosted DeepSeek on GPUs that are part of the DePIN network to make it easier for more people to experiment, to train models, to build new models, to utilize that wonderful AI capacity that they don't necessarily have an easy way to do now.
Wow. A big hand of applause for our speakers. I just have one last question, sir. This is it can be answered by any of you. What is your advice? Maybe most of us here are have mixed emotions. Some of us are so excited, and some of us might be hesitating, or some are just really getting overwhelmed with all the informations they are hearing right now. What could be your advice for most of us here? Yeah.
Your mic is open?
What would my advice be?
Yeah.
Okay, first, if you're interested, get with whomever invited you. But this again is also the first introduction to a lot of this to everybody, including the people who invited you, the people that we know in the Philippines. I mean, like I said, I have pictures with several of the people in the audience from almost 10 years ago. But get with us. Those of you that have an interest, you're not sure, you don't know, get with us, get your questions answered, and then make a decision. I mean, the first level, okay, there's two ways you can become a part of DePIN. One is you can decide you want to participate in building a compute-powered team. So you can come in and buy a DePIN 1 node, effectively, for $500. It's 500 BLC, which are balance coin, that are 1-for-1 tradable for USDT. So that's one option. I want to build a team, and I want to participate and get referral rewards. That's one way. Or you have a bunch more money, and it comes down to what funds you have disposable. One of the key things in crypto, I've been doing this a long time, I've worked with people older than me, people that are younger than me. Always use money that you don't need anytime soon. Because especially when you come into DePIN, no matter what you do, to earn anything, you have to lock up and stake for a year the DePIN tokens that you got to be able to earn the airdrop rewards. So it comes down to, if I want to share and refer and build out my computing hash capacity, starts at 500 BLC, which is 500 USDT. For some people, that might be more than they have available. That might be more than they're comfortable with because they don't know that much. So fine. Start with whatever you can afford comfortably. Get your DePIN and stake your DePIN in the dApp. You will earn your airdrop rewards on whatever amount you stake. There is no minimum, there is no maximum. So my recommendation to everybody, if this sounds good, you want to be a part of something that's going to be really, really big, just figure out what works for you financially and just get started. Everybody should have some, everybody should have an exposure, and it's up to you based on how much liquid money you have that you can afford to put away, lock it up in the staking pool, and earn. You know, like I said, some people $50 is the number. Some people $50,000 is the number. No one's going to tell you what to do. And then one last thing I want to say, because I didn't have a chance to say it before. As of right now, last I checked, so we have approximately 8.5 million-ish tokens totally circulating, and the price this morning was $7.14. So I can't deal with 14 cents. I'm too old to do the math in my head. So 8.5 million times $7 is approximately 60 million circulating market cap, and you can go look it up on CoinMarketCap, for DPIN tokens. The fully diluted market cap, right, there's 210 million total DPIN tokens in existence. Remember, 86% goes to the community as airdrop. But if you take 210 million, multiply that by a little over $7, you know, you're at 1.47 billion in fully diluted market cap. And then the last point I want to make, if we continue to execute our plan, you're looking at, say, 5 to 10 million end users of the DPIN compute capacity over the next 3 to 5 years. If everybody just paid through their service provider and we collected $5 to $10 a month per user, only $5 to $10 is what we're getting as revenue, and you multiply that by 10 million users, that's 50 million to, if it was 10 and 10 million, it'd be 100. So 50 million to $100 million a month in revenue coming through the foundation, through the project. In the AI space, which is hot, and we have low costs, that is easily a multiple billion-dollar valued project or entity. So be a part, if at any level that works for you, because we're going to make this thing the equivalent, you know, of a unicorn, which is $1 billion valuation as we execute on the plan with our partners. And then the last point, I can't stress this enough, QPIN is partnered with the Singapore government. So our tech is not from some guys in a back room who are really smart. I'm not saying anything bad about projects that don't do this, but when you look at a project, you look at a company, or in our case, you look at the foundation, where's the tech coming from? Can they build it? Well, we have a solid tech partner who's building it, whether we needed it or not. They existed before we did, and they're partnered with the Singapore government's top agency for technology research and development. Secondly, the financial side is from a partner that operates a stablecoin network. They come out of the Bitcoin Cash ecosystem. So that's a solid, already existing financial platform for swapping. They also, if you go on their platform, you can access it through our DApp, which the video will show in a bit. You can easily see other things like lending, have the ability for that. So that's the financial partner, and the foundation's job and the team's job, it was to get the tokens out, get in funds to support the development and the expansion, enable a large community, and then manage the rollout of GPU capacity and customers utilizing that GPU capacity. So, like I said, last comment, whatever level's good for you is fine for me. I'm not going to force anybody, and it's not a good idea to force anybody. Our view is it's a great time, great place. We've proven ourselves as we've been executing. since we started, and we'd love to have everybody join.
Thank you so
Dave,
much.
done.
Yes, sir. Would you like to add anything, Mr. Beckham?
Done. Now. Maybe you noticed that we are quite talkative guys, so we won't keep you until midnight. But anyways, Dan said 7 last comments. I will add one more, so it's going to be 8 last comments. And I suggest, this is just like working process in my head now. If you put together a number of people who are interested in joining us, make a plan, come to us, and maybe we can start online training, online session with you. And if it's really concrete that you will want to be part of this by owning these tokens or be part of the node or node in the system, as Dan introduced, let's do that. It's up to you guys. We are here for you whenever you want.
Okay, now you can clap.
What an amazing session! Thank you so much, Daniel, Pekka, and John, for that thought-provoking discussion. You've given us so much to chew on about AI, DePIN, and the future of tech. Now, if you're wondering on how you can get involved in this exciting DePIN journey, we've just got the thing. Let's take a moment to watch the DePIN tutorial video. It's a quick guide on how to participate in the DePIN project and be part of this game-changing ecosystem. Stick around, grab your seats, and let's dive in. Let's all watch this.
While we're waiting for the video, let's give a big hand to our MC, Dan. Hey! Woo-hoo!
So much, everyone.
Wait a minute, that's the wrong video. You got to start with the first video, not that video. Number one, token pocket first.
Yeah.
Hello everyone. Today, we will demonstrate how to download and install the Token Pocket. DPIN project. Steps to follow. 1. Open the installed Token Pocket wallet app. 2. Click on Create Wallet. 3. Set a strong password and keep it secure. Then click to confirm the creation. 4. On the chain selection screen, choose BNB chain, Binance Smart Chain, and add it. 5. Set a wallet name. 6. Mnemonic phrase record. After the wallet is successfully created, the system will generate a mnemonic phrase. Make sure to write down the mnemonic phrase on paper, avoiding screenshots or storing it on electronic devices. Remember, the mnemonic phrase is the only way to recover your wallet, so never lose or disclose it. Once these steps are completed, your wallet is successfully created. Step 3. ADD gas fee, BNB, to your wallet. Once you enter the wallet, the BNB token will be displayed by default. BNB is the essential token for paying transaction fees, gas. How to get BNB? Purchase an appropriate amount of BNB from an exchange that supports Binance Smart Chain. Then transfer it to your wallet. At this point, your Token Pocket wallet has been successfully created and BNB chain has been added. You can now start participating in the DPIN project. One. Open wallet and access the DPIN website. Tap the Discover button at the bottom of the wallet. Enter the official website address, ai.dpin.cloud, in the top search bar. Once on the website, for the first connection, you need to enter the inviter's wallet address. Please enter it accurately and click Confirm to bind the invitation relationship. 2. Enter the DApp and exchange BLC. After entering the DApp, scroll to the bottom of the page. Click USDT pool, and the system will redirect you to the USD T2BLC exchange page. Click Connect Wallet and switch to the Sell USDT option. Enter the amount of USDT to exchange, and you will receive the corresponding amount of BLC. Click Sell USDT. Once the operation is complete, BLC will be displayed directly on the wallet's main page. 3. Add BLC assets. to display BLC assets in your wallet. Click the plus button in the top right corner of the wallet and manually add BLC. With this, the USD T2B LC exchange process is complete. Open the Token Pocket wallet and tap the Discover button at the bottom. In the search bar at the top, enter the official website address, ai.dpin.cloud, to access the DPIN app. Once in the DPIN app, scroll to the bottom of the page and find and tap for 2DA Oswald. The system will redirect to the page for purchasing DPIN tokens with BLC. Click Connect Wallet in the top right corner of the page and select the Assets option. Enter BLC in the search box and click to access. Enter the amount of BLC to be entrusted. Click Authorize on the left side and click Confirm after successful authorization. Wait for the on-chain operation to complete, which will take about 1 to 2 minutes. Once the BLC is successfully entrusted, you can proceed with the transaction. Once the custody is successful, return to the home page and click Trade Now to enter the trading page. Enter the DPIN BLC trading pair in the search box above and add it. You can choose between limit or market. Then enter the amount and price for purchasing DPIN. Click the Buy button to complete the purchase. After purchasing the DPIN token, click the Assets button. Enter DPIN in the search box and proceed to redeem the DPIN token to your wallet. Wait for the on-chain operation to complete. After about 1 to 2 minutes, DIPN will be successfully redeemed to your wallet. After redemption, click the plus button at the top right corner of your wallet to manually add the DPIN token. At this point, you have successfully completed the purchase and addition of the DPIN token. First, open your Token Pocket wallet and click the search button at the bottom. In the search bar at the top, enter
a wrap on the DPIN AI plus DePIN Manila Summit 2025. What an incredible day it's been! From Daniel's visionary kickoff of the brilliant insights from Pekka and John and that eye-opening tutorial video, we've explored the cutting edge of AI and decentralized innovation together. Thank you for all your bringing energy and ideas to make the summit unforgettable. A big round of applause for our guest speakers! And now it is time to enjoy a well-deserved hearty snack break and time to network with the other attendees. All right? So stand up and you can talk to, if you have any question, you can still talk to our guest speakers. And then there's a snack out there. We can, enjoy and talk about it while eating. Yeah, so thank you so much everyone for your time. Again, I am your host, Dave Bautista. And again, welcome to DPIN AI plus DePIN Manila Meetup 2025.
One last